everyone. I welcome you all to Season 1, Episode 9 of The Tap Show, a program about wellness and success. I am your host, Keturah Adams, President of Haritech Global. And before we get started, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And in the attitude of Thanksgiving, I would like to say a big thank you to the Haritech team. You know, it takes a village to carry a vision to fruition. First, I would like to say a big thank you to Dr. Benwell Adams, who is the co-founder of Haritech and also the director of our Graduate Study Abroad program. I also like to say a big thank you to Miss Lorena Selu, who is our brand and public relations manager. Another thank you goes to Miss Chelsea Kobia, who is our multimedia manager as well as our website designer. And I'll also like to say another thank you to Miss Rema Ajiman, who is our administrative service manager. Thank you all for the great work that you do. And in the attitude of Thanksgiving, I'd like to recognize you all and say thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. And so let's get started. Today's topic is titled Drop the Training Wheels. All right. Drop the training wheels. Now, think of a time that you learned how to ride a bike and think of all the feels that it came with. You know, think of the time when you had to drop those training wheels. It feels as though that day would never come. But then with time and time, the more and more you practice, the better and better you became at it. Same thing with our goals and the things that we want to accomplish in our lives as we are on this purpose journey. There will come a time where you have to trust that you have received the necessary information to keep going. And as uncomfortable as it may feel, that is just the right energy you need to get started. So, in today, I'm here to tell you to let go and embrace your journey. A lot of times what may hold people back is the fear of the unknown or the uncertainty or the vagueness. But in spite of it all, it's time to drop the training wheels. So as we dive into it, I'll tell you a little story about Haritech. When we first started, Haritech was more of a productivity program, the whole of Haritech. And so what that means is that for 1 hour, people would get on Zoom, and in 20-minute increments, they would work on a particular project of choice. So whatever they've been wanting to do and putting it off for some time and on, this is the time that they spend once a week, 1 hour to work on it. So 20 minutes, we take a break for 5 minutes, and then we do another 20 minutes, and then we wrap up and go and meet the next week. That was what it was. But with time, what has happened? Now, not only do we have a productivity program, which has even evolved into something greater, we also have the Graduate Study Abroad program, we have the Higher Education Assistantship program, we have the Adult Career Enrichment programs, we have several services that we provide, as well as yours truly, the TAP, and which has evolved into many different things as well. So what is happening is that we are evolving. What we started with is not where we are right now. And the interesting part is we've only scratched the surface. There is so much more that I know it is with Haritech that we will continually unfold. So before we dive into a few steps and keys things we must do, there are two kinds of people I want you to keep in mind. There are those that change over time, and there are those that evolve in time. All right, two kinds of people: those who change over time and those who evolve in time. Now, I want to bring to your mind these are two different things. Change is inevitable. Change, in a sense, is certain, because with time, what happens? Changes will take place whether you like it or not. But evolving is intentional. It takes deliberate effort. All right? Changing is a natural way of life. If you were to set a fruit laying down for some time, what happens? With time, it will start to decay. But evolving is as I mentioned, takes some intentionality. And so while change is a natural way of time, evolving is the true intent of life. That was what life is supposed to evolve rather than change. Now, change is a way of reacting to a cause or an experience. But then evolving is a way of acting towards a cause or experience. I'll take that again. Changing is a way of reacting to a cause or experience, but evolving is a way of acting towards a cause or an experience. So change will happen whether you like it or not, but evolving is something you plan for. Okay, so you may be asking, all right, how do I start? Well, let's dive right into it. All right, before we go on again, I want to let you know that each and every one of us has some measure of creativity. There is no telling what will be unleashed once you reveal that creativity or you operate in that creativity. So I want you to know that you as an individual, whether you've identified this creativity and gifts and interests, or whether you've identified any of them or not, recognize that you have it. All right. So because you have it, one thing that you must do, and I'm going through the 5 key steps that will be very helpful in first of all, dropping the wheels and then just moving on. All right. So one is be in the moment. Ideas can flow anytime. So always have something with you to write on, your phone or a piece of paper or a device that you can write on. Write these ideas that you get down. You have the ability, your brain is meant to think and process, but it's important to store the information that you have. All right. So the more you write down, the easier you will notice a pattern or a train of thoughts. Okay. The easier you notice that. So I'll give you an example. So something that I do, I have a jar, and as certain thoughts come to me, I write it on a piece of paper when I'm in that place and that jar is there, and I put it in. I used to do that. I'll write it down, put it in that jar, write it down, put it in that jar. Then after some time, maybe 3 months or, halfway into the year, I would now take out those slips or pieces of notes I've written and begin to read it. I notice a common trend. I notice my thought pattern. You see, and then from there, even more ideas were being generated. So it's very key. Now, what I do now is I use the note section on my phone. So in my note section, I have headings, and so when thoughts come to me, I know where to channel those thoughts. So I have a particular heading for, Haritech, even with, or my gifts, different things, my quotes, my ideas, whatever, the $1 million ideas, the whatever you want to name it, right? I have several tabs under my notes that as the thoughts and ideas come to me, I put them in those compartmentalize that. All right, that's one. So you want to be in the moment and write down those thoughts. Number 2, picture your thoughts. So when you take time to go over the thoughts you've written, or the more and more you're in the moment, try your best to picture your thoughts. When you picture your thoughts, you're able to relate with it better. And then again, be able to flesh out the ideas. Sometimes you want to communicate something, but it's very difficult to do. But when you picture it, you are better able to describe, you're better able to put the missing pieces together. So you've got to see it. How sometimes you're looking into thin air, trying to figure things out, as I mentioned. But then when you picture your thoughts, you are able to put meaning to it, or better describe it, or have a better understanding of this idea. Number 3, this could happen any moment, anytime. So you must be ready. So while you are in the moment and you're processing thoughts and you're writing these things down and you are picturing your thoughts and you're putting in the missing pieces, however that looks like, there will be a time where it will now be crystal clear to you a particular idea. First, they were thoughts. First, they were kind of ideas. But this time, it becomes a vision. You will see it crystal clear. And those are moments that I've even personally found about Haritech. There were times where, we're going with the flow, doing what we need to do. And there are times where the things were crystal clear. It comes to you like that. When is you see it crystal clear, make it plain. This is where you have to, make it plain to wherever you need to see it. Put it on your mirror, write it somewhere, rehearse that vision, rehearse that vision. So, for example, Haritech, it got to a time this vision became clear. The vision about Haritech is to help individuals discover, develop, and dominate with their inherent abilities. This became the foundation. This became the driving force. This is what is used to gauge our progress at Haritech. And that is the same process I use as well to even gauge myself in the things that I want to do, I know God has called me to do. All right, so your vision will inform you. Your vision will not steer you wrong. So it tells you whether you're going off the path or you're in the journey or you are in line with the vision. So it's very key. When you get that vision, it will be clear as daylight. You will not miss it. But you must be ready to, you will locate it. And once you locate it, do not lose sight of it. All right. So there's a way that one of our team members at Haritech described or basically defined vision. And that sealed the deal. And I want to share that with you. This was by Chelsea. And this is by Chelsea Kobia. She said, vision is an attractive force. When discovered, it pulls all the right resources, the right people, and everything needed to make it a reality. That is what the vision, is for. So you now translate all these ideas, and you now have this vision. That is, once you've discovered that, it has this attractive nature. It will help you locate all that you need for the journey that you're on. So your vision is like a working document. You can always go back to it. All right. So number 4, I want to tell you to step into it. All right. Now that you have received the vision, you can now step into that vision. Now that the vision is crystal clear to you, now you can step into it. The next biggest thing you will do after you've received this vision, or even before, but we're talking that step after you've received it, is the next step. That is the biggest thing, is taking that step. Many people find themselves now still holding on to the training wheels, saying, I need all money to do this. I need that first. I need this educational background. I need this before I can proceed. Once the vision is clear, it means that you can steer this path. You've got what it takes. All right. So now it's time to drop the training wheels and go one step at a time. One step, it's your of one level leads you to the next level, and then you keep on going. Do it with your knees shaking. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it for anything. Do it with your knees shaking. Do it feeling that there's not enough out there. Do it feeling like in a sense, you're not qualified or have all the necessary things in place, or you're naive, or just a trainee. Just do it. Allow your genius to manifest. That is when you realize that your creativity is unleashed. That is when you realize that a part of you that you didn't know was there is now manifesting. But it comes when you have understood that vision and you're willing to take the steps, as uncomfortable as it may be. All right, so that's number 4. Then 5, the last but not the least, remember, like attracts like. And so while you're on this journey, you've taken the steps, recognize that there's a whole community out there that you may have never met, you may have never seen, or some have already been with you, but are waiting for you to step into that vision. When you do, this community will help fuel your gift. This community will ride in your vision. This community will steer you and continue to encourage you. All right. And so it is important to be present. It is important to do your part by showing up. So when you show up and you put you take the necessary steps, you realize that you begin to attract the right resources, the right people, and just what you need to go on to the next step. Because vision is like a magnet. It would attract its kind. All right. So I hope this has been helpful. So I'll go through the steps again. Number 1, be in the moment. Number 2, picture those thoughts. Number 3, write that vision down once you get that. Number 4, step into it. And number 5, remember, like attracts like. When you put these things in place, you will be amazed at the distance you would cover without that training wheels. So I'm here to tell you, as you prepare for the new year, it is time to trust that all that you need now is just what you need to go on. You have received enormous training. You have received experiences, and you're discovering your gifts and your interests and your hobbies and all of these things. All that is in place. Your turn now is to move. All right. And so I hope this has been helpful. As usual, go ahead as you share with us what you've learned, like it as well, and then share with others and comment also on the page as you see it. All right. Thank you so much. As always, I've had a wonderful time with you, and I hope that you have as well. In the attitude of Thanksgiving, I want to say thank you. Thank you for consistently showing up with us. Thank you for believing in the vision of Haritech. Thank you for, being there, being present, and believing in what it is that we have to offer. We will continue to evolve, and I hope you would also continue to evolve. I want to tell you something. We have very great news coming up soon here at Haritech, because we are evolving, all right? And so look out for it. We just keep going from one level of progress to the other. So be on the lookout for it. We have some exciting news to share with you. And as always, we have the TAP course that is ongoing. It starts February, but registration will end this year. And we have a major sale going on. All right, so go on, follow our link in our bio, or go to www.haritechglobal.com. Click on the course page, on the course tab, and it will take you right to that course. All right, and the TAP course. And it is going to be an amazing journey. Trust me, we have a whole lot packaged right there in that course. So follow the link in the bio, or go to that website, www.haritechglobal.com, and check it out. All right, you will not regret it once you join. I can guarantee you. There's so much in store. This is just the surface of what I'm sharing with you. And also, as the year is coming to an end and we're moving on to the new year, I know you want to put certain habits into place. And so we have that a free copy. You can download a free copy of the daily planner. So you go on our website, there will be a pop-up. Just go ahead and then sign up. All you have to do is just put in your details, and that's it. You get to download a free copy of the daily planner. I use it daily. It's an amazing planner, specially designed by Haritech for you in mind as high achievers. We know how your mind operates, and so all of that you're thinking is right there in that planner. So I encourage you to get it. All right, thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure with you. I've had a wonderful time, and so same time we meet here, we will go on to another special session of the TAP Show. Thank you, and as usual, keep unfolding. All right, because there's more to you than meets the eye. Have a creative full rest of the week, and happy Thanksgiving again. Bye-bye.